Hello guys, welcome to my channel and thanks for watching this video. Some of the guys had asked how we can set up SSL for Keycloak. So in this video, we want to learn how we can use our SSL certificate for our Keycloak server so that we can access our Keycloak under HTTPS. And as you see here, it is the Keycloak server that runs on my virtual machine. And under HTTP, it is accessible. And now we want to set up HTTPS for that. Before starting, I have to tell you that, as you know, Keycloak itself is a Java tool. And because of that, it needs also a Java key store. So it means that we have to create a Java key store for our certificates, for our private key. And after that, we have to configure the Keycloak server so that it can use this Java key store. So the first step is creating a Java key store. So let's go. And of course, I will appreciate it if you like or comment or subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot. As you know here, as you see here, I have created a self-signed certificate and this is a private key for this self-signed certificate. And of course, it is not a good idea to use self-signed certificate, but we just want to learn it. The first thing is that we have to combine our certificate with our private key in a key store. And after that, we have to add it to a Java key store. You may ask, why don't we add both of them so directly in a Java key store, and why don't we make the job easier? So it's a good question, but the problem is you can easily add your server certificate to the Java key store, but you cannot easily add your private key to the Java key store. So because of this, we create another key store first, and after that import this key store into our Java key store. So first, with the use of OpenSSL, sudo OpenSSL, after that pkcs12, we want to create a key store with P12 format, in P12 format. So we give this type here. And after that, minus export, minus out. Here we select a name for our key store. I would say keycloak, for example, .p12. The name that you select here is up to you, but the format must be P12. So what we want to have in this key store here, of course, a combination of our key and of our public certificate. So we type minus in key. Here we select our private key. In this case, it is example.key here. And in our certificate, minus in, and our certificate will be example.cert. After that, we can select a name also for this combination in our key store. I would say keycloak minus certificate, for example. It is up to you which name you select here. And I press enter. After that, we have to select a password for this key store. In this case, I just type test123. Of course, it's not a good password and you have to use a better password, but in this case, we just want to learn and it is okay. I press enter and I give the password one more time, test123. I press enter. If we now make a list here, and you see that we have a new key store in P12 format, and in this key store we have a combination of our public key, public certificate, and our private key. Now we have to add this key store into a Java key store so that, as I said, the Keycloak server can read it. For that, we use this command sudo keytool. With the use of keytool, we can import it. Sudo keytool minus import keystore, because we want to import a keystore, so minus import keystore, and after that minus src keystore. So src keystore stands for source keystore. So our source keystore is this keystore here, and after that we select its name, and minus dest keystore. Dest keystore stands for destination keystore, because we want to create a Java keystore. So we select the name for that. I would say again keycloak.jks. The name is up to you, but the format must be JKS, because we want to create a Java keystore. And after that minus src store type. So src store type, the type of our source keystore. The type of that is pk-cs12. So we type pk-cs12, and if you want to have alias name for the important keystore in the Java keystore, you can do it with the use of alias. For example, alias, and after that a name. I don't want it, so I don't do it. After that I press enter. Here it says importing keystore keycloak.p12 to keycloak.jks. So you may ask that you don't have this keycloak.jks. How can it be? It is no problem. If you already have this keycloak.js, it's okay. And if not, this command will automatically create a Java keystore for you. So don't be worried about that. Now, you see that here, enter destination keystore password. So we set a password. Here is our destination keystore password. We set a password for this keystore. I would select again test 123. As I said, it's not a good password. You have to give another password, a better password. Retype the password, test 123, and I press enter. After that, it needs the source keystore password, the password of this keystore. So the password was also test 123. And yeah, you see here entry for this successfully imported. And if we make a list here again, this time you see that we have a keycloak.jks, and it is the Java keystore that we use for our keycloak. Now you can even delete this keystore in format P12. We don't need it anymore. So sudo remove keycloak.p12, because we have already imported it to our Java keystore. I press enter. Now we have only our keystore. So before configuring the new Java keystore for keycloak, it will be a very, very good idea if you make a backup of your server. It is very important to have a backup of your server before doing any changes in the configuration files. Here we can check the certificates and everything here, if they are really added to this keystore or not. For that, we have a command sudo, again with keytool, this time minus list and minus v and minus keystore, and it will be our Java keystore. Sorry. I press enter, and here the password of our keystore, test 123, and you see that the certificate and the key are now in our keystore. Now we have a Java Kiester, and we are sure that we have a backup of our keycloak server, and it is the time to configure keycloak to use this Java Kiester. So for configuring, we have to copy this Kiester with the use of sudo copy keycloak.js .java keystore under server keycloak standalone configuration. So we copy the Java keystore under this directory under configuration directory, and we change the directory here. So cd srv keycloak standalone configuration, and here I make a list, and we have our Java Kiester here, and it is the time to configure the keycloak server. So depending on your installation of the keycloak, you have to change the configuration files here because I've installed keycloak in the standalone mode. So I change this configuration file. I open the file sudo nano standalone.xml. Of course, there is also commands, and with the use of these commands you can change the configuration in this file, but in this case I will do it manually and per hand. I press enter, and here is our configuration file. We scroll down here, we have the security realms. Under this security realms, we have to add another security realm. So I press enter, security role, and after that we select the name for this security role. The name must be under to role. This is the name of this security role. I press enter, and after that we open server identifier, server minus identifier, and under server identifier we configure SSL. So open SSL, press enter, and under SSL we define the path and password of our Java Kiester. So Kiester path will be, because we have just copied our Kiester under this directory in the configuration directory, and this file, the configuration file, is also under this directory, so we don't need to give the absolute path of the Kiester. So it's okay if we just type the name of our Kiester, JKS. It was the name of our Kiester, and relative to, here we have to type jboss.server.config.dir, and after that keystore minus password, and here let's make the terminal a little bit bigger, and here will be the password of our Java Kiester, and it was test 1 2 1 2 3. And as I said, it is not a good password for a Kiester. And after that we close the SSL, and we close the server identity also. Server minus identity ts. Here I have made a mistake. Identity ts, sorry. So identity ts, and after that we close our security role. Security minus role close. So we check it one more time. Here we add a new security realm, security minus realm, and it is the name of this security realm. It must be under two realm. And here we have the server identities, and under server identities we have the SSL open, SSL close. Here is the keystore path, keycloak.jks relative to jboss.server.config.dir, and keystore-password is the keystore-password that we have set for our keystore. And here server minus identities close, and security role also close. We have to do one more thing, and we go to the end of this file, and here under subsystem under 2, here we we have here the HTTP listener and HTTPS listener. By default, the security role, here you see the security role for the HTTPS listener is application role, and we have to change it to our security role that we have created at the beginning of this configuration file. So I just make a copy for security. I just make a copy of this configuration file here. I press enter, and here paste it one more time. And as I said, we change the name of that to under to role, and it is the security role that we created. And now we can comment this configuration here. So like this, we can be sure if something is false, then we have our configuration. And now, so here under this subsystem under 2, we add we just change the name of the security role, but I just make a copy paste of that so that we have our original setting also. Now we are done. We just close this. We save the changes by pressing Ctrl and X, Y, and now it is the time to start keycloak. cd srv keycloak bin, and here we have the scripts for starting the keycloak, and in this case for me it will be standalone.sh here. So with the use of sudo no hop, because I want to start it at the background, sh, and here is the IP address of my virtual machine as the base URL for keycloak, because I want to start keycloak one more time. One more time the IP address, and I press enter. So now it takes maybe some time, and of course we can also have a look in this file, but we try to access the keycloak under HTTPS and check if it works or not. And the default port for the HTTPS for keycloak is 8443. Sorry, I typed something here. HTTPS, it was false. The IP address of my virtual machine, and this is the secure port of keycloak. And you see that keycloak runs, but this time under HTTPS. So it means that the keycloak uses our self-sign certificate. The other thing that I have to tell you guys is that we have created under SR resets here, we have created this Java keystore. So you have to notice if you have any cause certificates, for example, if you have a root or a sub certificate, you have to add it to this Java keystore also. You can add the certificates again with the use of a keytool. For example, if you want to add your cause certificates, sudo keytool minus import minus file, and here ca-cert, for example, here is your cause certificate, one time for your root certificate, one time for your sub certificate, and after that minus keystore, and here you select the keycloak Java keystore. And if you want to set an alias for that, you can set it like this, your ca-cert, for example. You use this command for all of your cause certificates, and so you can add all of them to this Java keystore. And you start the keycloak one more time. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for watching.